Hey everybody, back again, this time to show you the latest incarnation of the rig. I've really kind of tried some new things lately, namely a rack unit. I was kind of a traditional pedal board amplifier guy and for the longest time, and as my tastes and tone and guitars and players changed, I realized that I was going to need a lot of flexibility and tones and stuff to get the sounds I'm looking for. So let's just take a look and see what I got going on here. Basically, the purpose of the rack unit is to bring pedals in and out without tap dancing. There's a lot of units out there. This is the RJM unit. It's the Effects Gizmo and Mastermind. There's any number of things out there. The Bradshaw units. They have the Digital Music Corps and Ground Control Pro and all that stuff, and the GCX systems. There's tons of available options out there. They're all really nice. This one, just the kind of features I needed kind of spoke to me. The people over there are super, at RGM are super helpful, and I just like the smaller footprint of the Mastermind controller. You can use a Ground Control Pro, however, with either unit. You can use a Ground Control Pro with the RGM, or you can use a RGM Mastermind, I believe, with their unit as well. So they're interchangeable. A lot of MIDI units are. But basically, without getting too complicated, if you can watch the lights as I press through the presets, different pedals and selections are being changed. Amplifiers, even if you had a multi-channel amplifier like a Bogner or Mesa Boogie, you could, change the channels as well. But the amps I'm running are just single channel for the most part. So, quickly talk about the amps here. This is a Metro, kit that was built by me and my old man. He's fantastic at putting amplifiers together. So this basically is a faithful reproduction of a 1969 plexiglass Marshall. The cabinet is a Fender cabinet. It's loaded with 75 watt Celestions. They're good sounding speakers. I think someday I may end up getting a different cab or replacing the speakers in there, but they're pretty solid. I got the cab like for $200-300, and it sounded fantastic. So it's been with me through a lot. So I really dig this cabinet. Over here is a 68 or 69 Super Reverb, and you could tell it's a 68 or 69 because it has this aluminum, they call it a drip edge or grill cloth or drip whatever. It's just an aluminum, border that they put on the late 67, 68, and 69 Fenders. And it's a great sounding amp. It's got Weber speakers in it that are ceramic, and they I think they're the Ferromax Vintage series, so they have a very good vintage tone, and it complements this amp very well. All the cables, all the blue cables you see, they're all George-L's. The entire rack is wired with George-L's. So let's go ahead and look at the Furman here. We got the Furman power conditioner and power supply. It's also a surge protector, so you can protect your rig, and it tells you what your wall voltage is at any given time. The pedal power 2 powers all the pedals. So between the Furman and the pedal power 2, you pretty much are powering all the amplifiers and pedals in the setup. Let's look at the pedals. You got a Boss tremolo unit, and it's a great warm Fender style tremolo. The Full Tone Deja Vibe, Mini Deja Vibe. It's a smaller version of their original Deja Vibe, and it's not the foot wah pedal style one. This is just a kind of a smaller rendition of the original 60s Univibes. It's a great pedal. I highly recommend these for anybody who's into like Hendrix or Robin Trower or Dave Gilmour. It does a great Dave Gilmour tone, and I think I have it set in the modern position. It's a little bit deeper low end than the vintage. I actually started liking the vintage more, but the more I've kind of played with the modern, I kind of am digging that tone right now. I have a Holy Grail reverb here. It's wired in. I'm not really using it a whole lot. I'm trying to get away from using too much reverb, but this is a decent reverb pedal. You know, may replace this with a chorus unit or a different pedal in the future, but for now it's a decent pedal. The Ibanez TS808, it's a classic pedal, no mods, no Keeley mods or Analog Man mods. This is bone stock. Just a great warm overdrive, and that's going through the in front of the Fender amp. The Fulltone Catalyst. This is a newer pedal by Fulltone. It's kind of a cross between like a distortion fuzz overdrive, a little fuzzier than your standard like Tube Screamer or distortion unit, but it's you know, a little bit more clear than like a Fuzz Face or a Tone Bender, or, you know, or a Big Muff or something. It just has a little bit more clarity, which I like. It sounds fantastic in front of the Metro for a good like Jeff Beck, you know, Truth Era to, you know, like blow by blow kind of tone. So it's a great pedal. I really dig this one. And of course the tube driver, the BK Butler TubeWorks tube driver, you know, used by the greats like Eric Johnson and Dave Gilmour. I kind of have it set more like Eric Johnson. I got the tone knob kind of turned all the way off, and output about unity gain, and just a little bit of overdrive dialed in just to push the Marshall over the top. And it's a great pedal. It's seen its fair share of stomping and beatings, but it's a, you know, it's one of my favorite all-time overdrive units. So, and below this is the Line 6 DL4. I left enough space here for possibly an Echoplex in the future, but for now the Line 6 DL4 will do. It has a pretty decent Echoplex simulator, and just a great warm, you know, pretty warm for being a digital delay, and you have your different presets and tap tempo. So I mean, it's a great backup unit, you know, to like an old tape unit. And probably even if I get an Echoplex, I'll keep this in the rack just in case it dies on me. If I was in a gig situation, you could plug in the Line 6 and it'd be ready to go. So thank you for checking out my rig. Please check the part 2 demo part of this for the sounds, but I would do a demo right now, but the Marshall is making some funny noises. I'm thinking it's time for a retube. It's been about 6 months, so I got some wing Cs I'm going to put in there. So I'll check back for another video after I get it retubed and rebiased. So thank you for checking this out, and hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much.